Hello, early birders.
Hello.
Nice of you to come join us. I'm honored.
I heard you were the best, so.
I don't know about that. Easy. Do me a favor, ladies. Put where you're from. You want referrals, don't you? So I have a room full of Orlando agents that when they see that you're from XYZ, maybe they're going to send you a referral. That would be a nice thing. I just want you all to get something out of this today. And we got some time yet. I'm sure it'll be piling in little by little. I just hope we don't go over 100 because that's all the room holds.
But we don't need our PCs or laptops, right?
Nah, I don't think you need. Well, you know what?
Will it help? I mean, if we do.
Well, when we go into the MLS, then you'll understand why we're doing that, especially you guys that are here. Then you'll understand. Because today you're going to find out, guess what? In our area, in our MLS, there are over 600 open house opportunities. So why does somebody have to post on Facebook today, open house opportunity? That's an oxymoron. There's 228 agents in this office. There should not Good afternoon, everyone. We had an appointment at 1 o'clock. It is 1 o'clock. Thank you so much for coming here, being on time. Appreciate all of you guys being here. Most of my pipsters are here. Lovely, lovely seeing you all. Hello, Donna Gilbert, Auntie Donna. Thank you for coming. Found your way in. Stamford, Connecticut, and beyond. Here we go. All right, so what do we have to do first? Well, if you guys want to play along, at least with my portion, I need to put in the handout that I do for this class. So let me get that out of the way. Little housekeeping. All right, I'm going to get that out of the way. And let's see. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Come on, open house. There we are. Open house toolkit. There we go. Okay, so for those of you that have first time here, or at least with this class is morphed from the Ignite series, and it's from the Ignite series that I was taught way back in the day when it was a full 3-hour session. I'm not going to do 3 hours with you guys. We got it down to 2. Some of you high Ds are ready to leave right now. I get that. No worries. No worries. We still love you. Anyway, Janice, you're already leaving me? Oh, God. All right. Hello, Louise Weiss. Welcome. West Palm Beach. Anybody needs a referral down West Palm Beach, make sure you deal with Louise Weiss. Okay, so I just put it in the chat. If you joined me late, I'm going to do it again because I know how we roll here. So let's put it in the chat again. I'm going to go with the handout and I'm going to go off the handout. Like I said, I have some Ignite students with me here, so they need to have this down because they need to know how to protect themselves and not get into trouble. Okay, so that's why we're here. Now, I noticed that I have our guest, Jack Smith, with the Jack Smith group. I don't see Jack yet, so I'm going to roll on until Jack rolls in. I know he's a very busy man. Jack has graciously decided to come here to share with us how he does open houses from the luxury level. Jack's average price point, because I just looked up what he's got 4 listings at 1.4 million, 1.8 million, 3.4 million, and 3.7. And he's doing open houses at that level. So I definitely want to hear some things. I've done some $1 million with builders, so it's always good to know. All right, so let's get right to the chase. So before I begin, can somebody tell me what does Gary Keller teach us? He teaches us, I'll answer it for you guys. Quickest way to a paycheck is an open house. Quickest way to a paycheck is an open house. That's why open houses are prevalent and should be done. It is proven that if you do 2 to 3 7th level open houses every week, you are guaranteed 100 transactions a year. What? Yeah, you're guaranteed 100 transactions a year. So I am going to show you guys, we're going to start off with a small video here. His name is Chris Suarez. Those of you who don't know who Chris Suarez is the other half of the Place team. He's partners with the #1 agent in Keller Williams. His name is Ben Kinney. Chris Suarez is originally from upstate New York. He moved to Portland, Oregon, and his goal was to do 150 open houses that year. He failed miserably by doing 120. He failed miserably by doing 120. Chris Suarez has teams, last time I checked, in 19 different cities. And I don't think he's 35 years old. Okay? Open houses is how he built his business, and that's what we're going to show you guys exactly how that became. So first one I'm going to show you is right out of the Ignite book, or right out of the Ignite series. It's going to say how to hold an effective open house. Don't worry, we're going to dive into this in depth. So let me get the screen shared. And we'll be able to see exactly what Chris has to say to us.
Hi, I'm Chris Suarez, and I'm here to tell you the 5 steps to holding an effective open house. Step 1, strategically select the home you want to hold open. Choose a home that gives you the greatest potential to have buyers and sellers find you. This might be a home that is in a great traffic pattern, whether that be car traffic or people walking by in walkable neighborhoods in your community. Select a home around a local event where neighbors or even out-of-town people might be stopping in. Step 2 of holding an effective open house is advertising and marketing. Marketing begins a week in advance of any open house you might hold open. Begin by posting internet ads a week before. Get a sign in the yard and let neighbors and passerbys know that the home will be open later in the week. Remember to contact both by phone and email any internet leads or phone calls you receive on that listing prior to the open house. Don't forget to make 50 calls around the home prior to the open house and door knock, a radius of about 2 or 3 blocks. Step 3, know your scripts. Know what you're going to say to greet the visitor. Know what questions you're going to ask while they're in the home. One of the greatest first lines you could use is, "Thanks for stopping in to tour my open house. Are you one of the neighbors or are you out shopping for a home today?" Immediately, you'll know if you're dealing with a potential buyer or a potential seller. Step 4 is keep the right mindset and prepare. Remember, open houses are lead generation activities, so enter with the mindset of a top lead generator. Prepare yourself with comparable properties, market research, at least 2 or 3 other homes that you could potentially show should the opportunity arise. And step 5, always follow up with every lead that comes through that door. Call them, email them, write thank you notes that same day. A simple follow-up script to use directly after an open house. It goes like this. "Thanks for stopping into my open house this morning. It was great to meet you. I did a little bit of digging in the office after we met and after the open house and found 3 other properties I think really fit your search criteria. I know the home that we saw this morning wasn't quite perfect, but these 3 have some real potential. We could get into them tomorrow at 4 or at 6, which would work better for you." Great, let's meet at my office and go from there. My biggest aha when doing open houses is remembering open houses are not a technique to keep current sellers happy. In reality, open houses are great lead generation tools to connect with potential future buyers and sellers. By using effective scripts and systems leading up to the open house and great follow-up techniques after the open house, you'll build a met database of future buyers and sellers. Thanks for watching KW Connect and make it a great day.
Okay, so that's our foundation. I see Jack Smith is coming to the room. Jack,
Hello, sir. How are you?
good. How are you? I know you're limited for time, so are you ready to deliver?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Sure. How would you
need-
like to handle this, Ronnie? Should we start as if the guest is coming in the door?
That's up to you, however you want to do it. Do you need sharing opportunities? Are you sharing anything?
No, we're not sharing anything. I've got all kinds of documents here that if they want, they can, and I'll do that at the end. I give everybody, all right, let me start by giving everybody my email. Hi, everybody. I'm Jack Smith, Keller Luxury in St. Pete. Let me get back here. Is that better? There you
There
go.
we go. Perfect.
There you go. So, let's start out. I'll give you my phone number so we can do that now and we can do emails later, or I'll just give it all to you right now. So my name is Jack Smith, Keller Luxury in St. Pete. My phone number is 908-451-5907.
Say it again.
My email is JACSMITH. I don't have a K in my name, so it's jacksmithusa@kw.com.
Jack, what was the phone number again, please?
Phone number again is 908-451-5907.
I put it in the chat for you guys.
Thank you, Louise. I
Thank you,
appreciate it. Thank you for doing that. So let's just pretend, Ronnie, why don't you be the buyer coming in to take a look at a house, and let's just say I'm ringing the doorbell. So I've opened the doorbell. Hey, hi, I'm Jack Smith from Keller Williams Luxury. How are you today?
I'm good.
So I guess the biggest question I have for you is, did you see the 100 signs that we put out today? Or did you see it on the internet? Or are you a neighbor or a family friend?
Well, I tell you, Jack, I saw the signs and my goodness, I thought it was the, open house, yellow brick road of open house signs.
Well, I did. I clicked my red heels and here you are. So I'm really glad you are. Good, good, good. So come on in. I'd love to show you around the house. Do you know anything about the neighborhood at all? Or tell me a little about you, where are you coming from? And if you're
Well, I got my brother-in-law, he lives down the block, so he's been telling me when something comes, up for grabs.
So are you looking to live in your brother-in-law's neighborhood? You know what they say about family and neighbors.
Well, we get along, so that's a good
You
thing.
get along good? Well, that's a good thing. Well, wonderful. Well, welcome to the house and welcome to the neighborhood. We'd love to have you have this house as be your family's neighbor. So anyhow, let me ask you this. Do you have a timeline in which you're buying, or do you have anything to sell?
No, I'm okay. I mean, I have a plan B in case I don't find a home, so it's not
Okay,
that
fine.
much urgency.
Got it. Okay, so we don't have to worry about selling your home. We only have to worry about finding a new home to live in.
That's correct.
And are you currently actively looking to buy a new home?
Oh, yeah, I've been looking about 3 weeks, something like that, 4 weeks.
Okay, got it. So are you looking more for new construction, or are you looking for a home that's been pre-owned?
Well, my boss tells me that she wants something that's turnkey, she tells me.
Uh-huh. Well, that means probably this house would work because it's got a pool, it's got a spa, it's got a full, it's absolutely incredible. I think you'll absolutely love the home. So why don't you come in and take a look around it? Take a look around it. We're not going to follow you around, but what I'd like you to do, if you would, is we have where's our QR code? Sorry, let me a little picture. We have a little QR code if you sign in for us. Otherwise, we have a book here all about the house. We start out, it's, let me see if everybody can see this. Can everybody see this? Oh, yeah, you see it?
Yep, I see it.
Good, okay, so we put a book as if it's a listing appointment. This is our listing appointment book as well. And we put this on the kitchen counter. So if they want to look through some stuff, because many times agents are, people are out there checking out other agents to see if they're going to list their home, maybe I'll use this agent. And we've gotten listings by doing that way. Also, we have this QR code that we have on the kitchen counter. So when they come in, they sign in right away, right? So if they don't want to electronically sign in, if they write their name and phone number down, I have now learned to write their name and phone number down. Because if they write down the wrong phone number, I'll find out about it right away, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. So normally I have two people in the open house with me. Sylvia would be there. Sylvia is our director of operations. He'll be there, or Jake will be there, or Debbie, or even Julia as well. And we escort them through the house. So we always have.
How many people do you have normally at an open house?
It depends how big the house is. If it's a big house, more than 5,000 square feet, we'll have 3 or 4 of us.
Okay,
So what we'll do is we just walk through and not bother them as they go through the house, but explain the different features that are in the house as we go along. And what I do then, now that I've written down their phone number and their email, I will call their phone while they're walking through the house to see if in fact they gave us the right phone number. Because if they didn't give us the right phone number, I want to say, I think I must have written a number down wrong. I'm dialing you up. Is this your phone number? Yes. Well, here, this is what I just dialed, but it's not ringing. I guess maybe I have the wrong number. And it sort of puts them on the spot to become clean. And most of them do. I said, listen, I want to be very clear with you. We have your name and phone number, but if you don't want us to call you, I promise you, we won't. We really don't. We have too many people to call that want us to call that we'd rather not call people we don't need to call. So if you want it taken off, just let me know. I'd rather you be honest about it to begin with, because then that establishes a trust relationship with them right away. Does it make sense?
absolutely.
Yeah, because then you know what you're dealing with. Otherwise, why am I going to waste my time on somebody that's a looky-loo and so on and so forth? But you never know what the looky-loo is going to buy. So now that they've come back in, we talk to them a little bit more what they're trying to do, what they're trying to accomplish, what their goals are. Is there anything that we didn't? And my favorite question that we've learned, in all of our PIP classes, is there any question I didn't ask you that I should have asked? That's the question we use a lot. We use that a lot. We get a lot of really good feedback. Well, what do you mean? Well, what I mean is, I've asked you a lot of questions, I've got a lot of information, but maybe there's something still in your mind that we didn't ask, right? And as they go out the door and they say no, they go out the door and I just walk in the door, I say, oh, I do that Columbo close. I really do this. I do that Columbo close. Oh, by the way, are you sure there's nothing we should not have asked you, or you did not tell us about how we can help you?
Absolutely. Hey, Jack, we got 2 questions if you want to take them now.
Go ahead, yes, sure. Go ahead.
So Kim Burness in Minnesota asks, how do you prevent buyers that are not qualified to buy?
I don't. I assume everybody's going to buy.
Fair enough.
Because I don't want to kick anybody to the curb. If it's a luxury listing, it's a whole different ball of wax, I have to be honest. And on the kitchen counter, we always have snacks, and this is pretty much what we do. I don't know if you can see them. We always have healthy food. So I don't know what this is, off the eaten path. It's all organic stuff. We always have water. This is another thing that we do. We have a feature sheet on every house. Can you guys?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is a new listing we just got yesterday, or took yesterday, for a condo, a high rise. We put a feature sheet of the house, what's in the house. That's on the kitchen counter. This is a community sheet about what's going on in the area. So this is a high rise, but it tells us what, I'm trying to figure out where.
That's
I go.
perfect. We see it.
Okay, good.
Well, second question is from Melanie Betancourt in Fort Myers.
Yes.
What do you say if they answer the phone while they are still in the house?
Oh, that's a great question. So let's do that, Ronnie. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Ronnie, it's Jack Smith from Keller Williams Luxury. You just signed in at my open house. I just wanted to make sure I had the right number. Thanks for answering the call, and go on and take a look at the rest of the house with Silvio. I know he's
I'm
happy.
still
to
here.
There you go. Just make it very simple.
I appreciate being so quick.
There you go, right there. You get right on it. The other thing I didn't talk about when we first go in is we wipe everything down. We have Clorox. What do you call? I call these diaper wipes. When people come in,
COVID compliant, is that what you're telling me?
we are absolutely, and we even have gloves. We also have
Okay.
gloves there as well.
You provide masks and booties?
We do have masks and booties as well, and I left those in the car. I'm sorry to bring them up, but thank you for
That's okay.
taking care of my inventory.
I got them in the slideshow. Don't worry about
There
it.
you go. There you
I
go.
got it covered.
Meanwhile, I guess what I should have started out with is that we put out between 50, 60, and up to 100 signs. On any major intersection, we have 4 signs. We
What's the
drive a lot
price
of
point
traffic.
that you're doing this at?
Pardon me?
What's the price point, the average price point you're doing this at?
It doesn't really matter. We sell $200,000 homes. We just sold a $3.5 million one yesterday. So the price point really for us, it's the system. You know, we get told that all the time, models, tools, and systems at KW. And we have a system on what we do things. We go out an hour and a half ahead of time to put up our signs. Getting them back is probably about a half hour, 45 minutes less, to be honest. So that's what we do there.
So Jack, my limiting belief was you couldn't do 1 million+ homes, open houses.
Say that again, I'm
because,
sorry? Say that
you
again,
couldn't
Ronnie?
do 1 million+ open houses the same way that you're doing them, because people were more reserved, is the term I'll use. But you seem to find a way that even at $3 million, you got a regular size open house with 50 to 100 signs, and they're coming in with no problem. The sellers are not, you know, screaming and yelling about that.
The association, we follow their rules too.
We also follow the association rules.
Absolutely,
As
absolutely.
well. But we find that the more signs we have out and the more friendly, and you know me well, so I'm very friendly with you. But when I'm off, dude. I don't want to bother with anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. You know, I never was like this before. I've gotten a little bit older. I walk in the door and Philip has dinner ready for me, and I call ahead of time, say I'll be home at such a time, you know, that type of thing. But I really have learned through COVID to be a nester at home, and I like it. I never liked it before, and I really like it. So, you see, we've got a sign up here, 100 signs, 4 signs per intersection, and where else? So let's just pretend it's a development. And before we get to the development, it's got a big road, like, what's that, 27th that's by you, Ronnie?
Yeah,
So if we get to a big development like that, we'll start putting signs out, at least 10 signs before the development. We'll cross the street, do 10 signs before the development on the other side. We put them at the major intersections, so we really want to drive traffic. Now, if it's gated, that's a whole nother thing. Then we have to have a sign there to please call me to get in the gate, and I give them directions. Some of our gated developments do not allow us to put signs out, so we blanket the neighborhood outside of it. And
absolutely,
you can't miss it.
absolutely.
My limiting belief is, John, let me just say this to you. You should not have one limiting belief. If you could listen to you when you first came to PIP calls and all the calls that we have in the morning, you'd be amazed at your growth. I watch your growth. It's incredible. So don't have any limiting beliefs about anything at all. And if you do, let me know and I'll fly up and help you. Right? Are you done
What
with
else
that?
can you share with us?
Okay, good. And I'm not kidding, I will fly up. I have a place in Manhattan I can stay in. It's not a big deal. I'll just take the train up to you. I know how to get there. Are all the signs branded in directionals? We do not use directionals. The directionals are built into the, why don't you get me a sign? The directions are built into the sign, and I do use some of the signs I use are branded. Sorry about that, I stepped on the table. And I started out with those from the very beginning. They're about 25 bucks a pop, and it brands our name. Now, if one of our agents wants to have a branded sign, I really am fine with that as well. But we really just focus on service and the name of Keller Williams. I'm not unproud of that. A lot of people don't really want to associate their name with Keller Williams, but I'm very proud to be part of a Keller Williams operation. Good. You tell them, Kimber, that is the soundtrack. Get rid of that, John. You got lots of feedback in here. So before we even, you asked about who we have at the open houses. If somebody is asked to do an open house, we have an open house protocol and our standards. So it includes what we do in the house. Here's a picture of what is acceptable in dress. You don't come in t-shirts and flip-flops. You're not doing my house in t-shirts and flip-flops. You got to be dressed to be professional. I like everybody to wear a tie. Not everybody wants to wear a tie, but at least you have to wear a sport coat. You have to look like country club classic is what I call it, or country club comfortable. So, not a lot of, I've been to open houses where the girls are showing. I'm like, come on, lady, can't you just cover that up for a day? Come on now. That's absolutely absurd. Or walking around with holes in your pants, your jeans. I know it's chic, but when I grew up, that was poor. When you had holes in your pants. Now you're selling $75, $100 jeans with holes in them. I get it. We also tell them there's a protocol here of what they have to do. Sylvia, why don't you go over this?
Yeah, sure.
Come around this corner.
Yeah. Come around.
So Sylvia's gonna go over this. He prepared all this for us. So Sylvia's been with us for a year and a half, everybody. Brentley Tucker found him for us. And he has trained him, and he still goes into training classes as well. So it's not like a one-shot deal. We're now in the process of having to hire an assistant for Silvio because he just can't keep up with what we do. So Sylvia, why don't you go over what you do there?
Yeah, so when I came onto the Jack Smith group, I guess we're coming up on 2 years now, and I met the team, and they had some systems and models in place of what they was expected, right? So I just kind of branded them, fine-tuned everything, and made everything seamless and cohesive into one operations book. So I created an operations book that runs through, everything from listing appointments to buyer's appointments, questionnaires, social media marketing, things like that. And then I got to the open house, and they were doing open houses. They had their, reputation of hosting these grand open houses. But what I did for them was I put it on paper and I built it into the book. So it's something they could follow. Anybody who could come into our group as a new team member or, a mentee of any sort, really, anybody who just wanted information. Here's the book. This is how we do things. And this is always changing too, right? With the world changing, we're students of real estate just like anybody else. So we're always changing, and this is constantly getting updated. So back to what Jack was saying, yes, professional business attire is a must for us. We don't do the flip-flop stuff. We don't do the Hawaiian shirts. There's, if that's your niche and that's your market and you're a voter or whoever you are, that's fine. But when you're come to do an open house for us, this is what we expect. So a lot of the new agents appreciate this, and it kind of gives them a guide, right? A roadmap to what it really takes to do a 7th level open house. So within it, of course, presentation is everything. Then, like this thing changed because COVID happened, right? COVID came, changed everything. Now it was masks, it was gloves, it was booties, it was Germex on every counter. So I built that into it as well. So like Jack said, we blast with probably about 50 to 100 signs. That's what we try to do. Not always. We do lose a lot of signs. I'll tell you that. People take the signs, we lose them. But we want to drive traffic. So with the signs, we do the signs. In part with that, if we have time, we've been very busy. So this part has fallen to the wayside a little bit, but we door knock. we door knock the day before. So if we're doing it on a Saturday, that Friday, we're taking an hour, we're breaking off the team and we're promoting the open house.
Now you're talking about the 7th level or part of
Yeah.
the 7th level.
Yes, yes. And so with that, now then, what, a lot of people, what are we doing every day? We're on our phones, right? The phone, it's like stuck to these people's heads. They can't get it away. They can't take their eyes off it. So when I came on board, I said, social media, we got to get on social media. You need an Instagram. We need a Facebook page. And then, we're even in Google now too. So I run ads on all those. And here's our open house times. Who's your host? You know, and we just try to hit them at every angle. So whether it's in reality on the street when they're driving, whether it's through their email, whether it's through their social media platform, we try to touch them on every level so they're aware. And then also door knocking, that's another physical part. You know, we come in, and what we try to do first is invite the neighbors. That's our excuse, right?
Friday night.
Yep.
Yeah, Friday afternoons, we go invite the neighbors. That way it almost seems exclusive. Hey, we're doing an open house. You want to invite the neighbors first. So if you know anybody who wants to be in your area, you want to pick your neighbor, come see us. So we start there as well. And that's, so it's a combination of signs, social media, door knocking. It's all those meshed into one. Exposure is everything, guys. We're paying for eyeballs, right? We want eyeballs, we want attention. People want you to know that you're the realtor of choice in that neighborhood.
The more you can get through the home, that's the idea. So I
Exactly.
love that open house sign there, especially the fact that KW St. Pete is the largest part of that, because
Well, because we're proud of who we work for, Ronnie, and I know a lot of people aren't, you know. This
well,
is-
number one. Number two, the broker appreciates that because that's law that we're supposed to have it bigger than anybody. And since you and I both have the same broker, Murray J. Coleman, Murray would be proud to know that we're doing it the right way.
Right.
Because mine is basically the same way, mine, and I'll show you in a few minutes. So I'd like to go through the 7th level, and that's part of my handout, unless you guys have something else.
No,
Louise-
sure.
Louise has asked, would you scan in the documents and send it to everybody here? Is that
We certainly
possible?
will. What you do is just send us an email, send my email, or Silvio an email, not me. I don't need any more emails.
I'll put my email in the chat. You guys can reach out to me. Jack's too busy getting taking calls, so.
Yes,
Wait a second, Donna Gilbert has a great question here.
yes, I'm looking at that.
Yes,
And
we
the follow-up.
will scan everything and you guys can get everything that we have. Donna, your follow-up is really, really great. What we start doing, which we did not do in the very beginning, but we have started doing, is we call as soon as the open house is over and we're in our car, we're dialing people up right away. Check on them. Thanks for coming to see the open house. We call them that night as well. Now, Julie on our team is really, 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 really good at this. I'm good. Divya is good, but we all have other lives. So we don't always get to everybody, but anybody that is an A buyer, we're on them as soon as we start. As soon as we leave the house, we want to touch base with them because you want to keep them top of mind.
They go to the database. As soon as they get on that sheet, when that form comes to me in the office, they go into the database and they're at least getting touched once a month from me personally. And if the agent on hand, you know, rates the lead, if it's hot, if it's warm, it's their duty to follow up with them. On my back end, I'm at least touching them once or twice a month with client newsletters via email, because everybody gets a tag. Everything is tagged. So in our database, they get client events and client newsletter. So then if we're doing an event that once, I'll invite them to the event. We're doing a popsicle pop-up this summer. Come, bring your dog, bring your kids. Everybody's getting touched that way. Oh, client newsletter rolls out in the middle of the month. Now the client newsletter highlights local things going on. There's a dog of the month featured in there. That's just another touch. It's not really real estate related all the time, but it's branded real estate. There's KW St. Pete on there. There's Jack Smith Group on there. So they know what we do. And it's another way of showing them that we are an ambassador for our community. So we really stand by that. So that at least if the agent who's responsible for following up with them is slipping a little bit, at least there's me on the back end touching them twice a month.
We got a question here. Does our QR code automatically integrate with Command? Yes. Do you have a smart plan or a manual checklist? We set smart plans and a manual checklist. I hope you're just talking about with the open houses, or are you talking about follow-up, John? We do not use a Google Sheet. we use a QR code because it was directly in command, it's redundant.
The QR code does go to command. I have used Google Sheets before. I've done that before, and that was mainly for getting head counts for events and things like that. Now, we really don't use that for open houses too much. Yeah.
So
exactly.
also, I know every single open house that I've seen you guys post either on social media, there's always a video with it. I'm very, very, very impressed about how that prior to showing the home, it's almost like fall in love with the home before you even get there.
Ronnie, thank you for bringing that, because anytime we go out and we've listed the house, we will go out and do a video at the house of what we've listed. You know, just a Facebook Live. Now, I learned all this at my very first family reunion. There was a woman that talked about doing, like, I was brand new to Facebook, or maybe 5 years I was on, just never used it. But she said, it doesn't matter what you look like or how silly you are. This is not a professional. You're not, you know, you're not Don Juan on the screen. You know, just go out there, do it. You're selling the house. Just go and explain things, because people like normal. Like, not that I'm normal, but you know what I mean.
And if you do a Facebook Live, and they're on if they're a friend of yours, they get a notification. Jack Smith is live. Silvio Rodriguez is live. That becomes not. They don't always get a notification that you posted something. You posted a video, so it's live is really a good thing to do. It notifies them, and then you can wait. We wait a little bit. We let people pour in. We just talk about the house, and some of these houses are exquisite. People want to see them, right? So we have a 3.3 at the one. That's going to be great for when we go on. We're on the listing appointment where the documents are signed. You know, we're ready to go live in 24 hours. We'll do a live video.
Right then and there. Janine was just asking, how do you do a private open house? You invite people by invitation only. We just took a $1.3 million here at the Signature, and we're going to invite just special agents, especially agents that have sold in that building. We actually got 2 calls this morning from other agents asking could they post our home on their social media. We let everybody do anything. The bottom line is we're here to sell the house for the seller, not to worry about whether or not we're going to get both sides. Have we gotten both sides before? Yes. But our fiduciary, and I'm going to go back to Jean Marie and her fiduciary, our fiduciary responsibility is to sell the house, period, or help your buyers buy a house, right? That's another thing that we do.
Yeah, let me put my. Well,
Thanks, Sylvia. But thanks, Louise.
Louise and Jack on speed dial.
She's good.
So, you know, we've gone into this, guys, and those that are in the room here that don't know Jack and I met on the Pivot Shift call 2 years ago, and we've been on there every single day.
Right.
We've met in person a couple of times. We met at family reunion.
Right.
I call him my brother from another mother. He is probably someone that I look up to because he accomplished what most of us hope to accomplish in this company if you stay long enough, and that's he is a millionaire real estate agent. He did.
Well, that wasn't just me, Ronnie. I have to say that.
And I know you're going to say that.
We have an incredible team. Yes, am I the leader of the
Team
group?
helped him build that. And enough said. Why? Those of you that are on the North Florida region monthly call, you see the posts. Yours was in there. I have someone from Pinnacle team. Jack and his team were in the top 10 in the North Florida region. That is 38 offices. Okay, that just doesn't happen. Okay, it's daily activities that he constantly does to put in the follow-up and having a great team that works with him. And they all piggyback off each other. If you ever met this team, you'd be like, oh my God, it's incredible. So
Thank you, that was very kind of you.
absolutely. Absolutely. I know I asked you to come here when I heard you did 50 signs because I was like, oh, that's kind of like what I do. That's what I learned. So, Jack, if you have anything else to contribute, fine. Otherwise, I do have some new Ignite people. I have to get them started with a little bit. Feel free to jump in, or do you have more for us?
Sure. Let me just answer. John Mendez in Connecticut asked, what is the
Go right ahead.
door knock for neighbors on Friday afternoons? We door knock in the middle of the week as well. And that's really when we go door knock. We take our pictures on Mondays, We have everything in and ready to go by Wednesday. On Thursday, we're doing a blast with, all 5 of us or 6 of us will go out with 50 flyers each and canvass the neighborhood. So I don't care who's doing it, who's listing it is. That's what we do as a team. We do a lot of things as a team. The second thing is that we invite the neighbors that answer, say, listen, we're having a little, and I didn't bring it in, we're having little mimosas and cocktails on Friday night if you'd like to stop in, and I only let them have one. They only get one, they only get one. This is not a drinking party. Right, there you go. But anyhow, you're just inviting the neighbors in because you're just setting the stage.
Champagne, all orange juice.
The other thing I forgot to say is, we always, I know I'm a little gay, but I can't help it. We always have fresh flowers on the table. Always, always, always. I cannot not do it without, like, who wants to go to a dinner party and you don't have fresh flowers on the table? Or you don't-
Fresh flowers.
flowers, right?
How about that?
Right?
Usually it's a gift for the sellers anyway, and it has a second use of just being.
Right. And they're happy that you left them flowers because their husband hasn't brought them flowers in 5 years. Anyhow.
Thank you, Jack. All right, I'm
Thanks,
gonna
John.
get into this now, guys. Everybody that's on here, look, I don't care if you are brand new or been 30 years. I promise you're gonna learn something, because by the end of this today, you are gonna learn, especially guys in my office, that there are over 600 open house opportunities right now. You just don't know where to look for it, unfortunately. Sad. There's over 228 agents in this office, and I got to see somebody post, hey, open house opportunity. No, you guys should be reaching out to these people. There are over 600 possible open house opportunities, number one. Number two, we're going to teach you guys how to do the 7th level open house, where the 7th level, and I'm going to go into it right at that 7th, because I usually wait to the end, but because I got a lot of people on here, they've asked me how you host 5 open houses at the same time in different price points. 5 open houses at the same time. Okay? All right, and I gave you the tip what it was. All right, so let me just get back into the handout, because got to do a little public service announcement, i.e. our broker. We asked him this question because we had an incident that happened. And we asked him, his name is Murray J. Coleman, please clarify the following question. Are there any restrictions on Keller Williams agents hosting open houses for other brokerages? Our broker's answer was, I do not recommend it. Those of us that have been long in the business, we used to tease for sale by owners. Hey, we'll do a free open house for you this weekend.
Yeah.
Until something gets broken or something gets stolen, and then guess who's on the hook? You and the brokerage. So please, 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 only Keller Williams. Don't want to pay love to other brokerages unless you get a hold harmless agreement from that individual. And I'll tell you why. I'll give you the quick, short story. Our regional director, Georgia Alpizar, was on the other side of this wall of this training room. She walked up to an open house that had Keller Williams, Keller Williams, Keller Williams, Keller Williams. The thing that was swinging said Caldwell Banker. I'm gonna tell you something, that agent lived to tell a tale. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay? You do want to do it for another brokerage. There are more than enough Keller Williams. You're Keller Williams, do it for Keller Williams because we speak the same language. Okay? All right. Question, comment? All right. Open house requirements. This is part of, like Jack said, this is kind of what Jack has with his team to put out there. And I'm very glad to hear that, because a lot of agents think, oh, all I got to do is whatever. Anyway, you must have an active E-key. If you don't have an E-key, don't bother trying to do an open house, because what happened 4 years ago in this market center is never going to happen again. They're never going to get a phone call at 12 o'clock on a Sunday and say, hey, come open the door for me. I don't have an E-key to open an electronic box. I'm in New York. Okay. Second thing, please ensure you're brand new. I don't care if you came from another brokerage and you did 100 open houses. You haven't done it our way. You don't know the way we're doing it. You must shadow twice. Now, please, when you shadow an open house, you must show up for the whole open house. I'm kind of tired of seeing people saying that, posting on Facebook, if you're going to shadow, you must stay the whole entire time. I can't believe people just show up and leave 10 minutes later. I can't say. I couldn't tell you. But anyway, that's what we have heard. And, you know, that shows how the agent is, unfortunately. So the next thing, you must learn how to use the lockbox and et cetera. You must arrive 30 to 60 minutes early to prepare for your open house. Now, it says there should have 10 to 25 directional open house signs. I'll add a 0 on there. I promise you. If you do 100 open house signs, you're going to get business. You're going to get a ton of business. Okay. Next thing, direct any questions from the seller back to the listing agent. The seller may hang there and they see you as the fresh face. And the first thing they're going to ask you is, hey, do you think we priced it right? Do not give your opinion. That's not for you to vocalize. I'll be happy to have your listing agent get in touch with you. Okay. All right. Next thing, please email the listing coordinator with the feedback from any open house contacts. I would need, they will need that contact back by 12 o'clock on Monday if you're doing a Saturday or Sunday open house. Okay. How many people attended? They want to know. If there was an agent, please provide the agent's contact information. If they do not have an agent, please let me know your follow-up strategy of interest. For feedback, want to know your impression and feedback of the property. Value all feedback, whether good or bad. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 meaning the best, how do you rate the property? Again, they appreciate you hosting the open house. That's why they allowed you to do that. Okay, so let's talk about the 7th level open house. It comes from the shift book. It comes from page 71 of the shift book. And it's called Taking Open Houses Beyond the Basics. So here, level 1 is put a sign in the yard. That's it. One sign. Scarcity. Level 2 is a sign in the yard with balloons and riders. Now, how many of you know where to get balloons?
Don't do balloons.
Where was that?
They don't do balloons anymore.
Okay, so you don't do balloons, that's fine. If you choose to do balloons,
Right.
because in Florida, I'm going to talk about because you guys are here, because you are in Florida and you went to Publix where shopping is a pleasure and bought the water and the snacks for that open house, you go to them and say, I'm having a party. And for FREE, they will give you balloons that are already blown up with the strings attached. If you want to do that, you do the balloons. If you don't want to do balloons, that's fine. Go to the dollar store, either 2 for $1 or 3 for $1. They're called pinwheels. Maybe you remember when you were a kid.
Yes.
Why? Because you can actually attach them to these signs and
Correct.
reuse them and reuse them and reuse them, and it creates excitement. That's the idea. Okay. The next thing, level 3, sign in the yard with balloons, directional signs at all key corners with balloons and riders. The 4th level is sign in the yard with balloons and riders, directional signs at all key corners with balloons and riders. Flyers the week before, email invites and post it on websites. That means, as you said, they door knock the day before. You should door knock the day before to remind them to come. You start on Monday for a Saturday or Sunday open house. Your lead generation starts on Monday. Why? Anyone can answer this too, even my good people out there, if you know the answer. Why would you start on Monday?
More exposure.
That's number 1. What else?
Builds excitement.
Build excitement. What else?
They want to see it before anybody else.
What else? You might knock on that door and get
Get everyone.
They might tell you, I was looking to list my house. So before the open house even happens, you might get more business than you can shake a stick at.
Sure.
That's why you want to door knock. Okay. All right. Next thing, sign in the yard, balloons and riders, bi-directional signs. flyers, go invite, it says there 100 neighbors. No. Since we have been to Bold, those of you that haven't, don't worry about it. Stand in front of the door of the open house, go 50 east, west, north, and south. Go 200. Now, who's paying for those flyers? Did anybody know? Possibly, you are. Who else?
Vendor partners, like lenders.
Who said that? Who said that?
John Mendez, the genius.
John Mendez, the guy that knew and can't do open houses. Oh, my goodness. John, where'd you learn that? Absolutely. You get your lender and let him print it in color, right? I'm having a mega open house this weekend. Because I love you as my vendor, please print out these for me. Okay? All right. Next thing, where are we at? Level 6. Sign in the yard. Sign in the yard with balloons and riders, directional signs at all key corners, flyers the week before, email invites, and posted on websites. Go invite 100 neighbors? No, we're going to do 200. Get on the phone that morning and remind everyone. Yeah, you can do that. Get on the phone if you know them. If not, door knock again. Finally, a sign in the yard with balloons and riders, directionals, flyers the week before, go invite neighbors, get on the phone that morning, hold 4 other open houses in the area in various price ranges. 4 other open houses at the same exact time. So let me share with you now, because I usually do it at the end, but I'm going to do it now since it's fresh in everybody's mind, how that takes place. All right, so let me see if I can share this. Can everybody see my whiteboard? Very good, very good. I like that. I love that. Got my whiteboard. Stop bothering. All right, so we are at our open house. Our open house is listed at $500,000. Okay? Does everybody believe that everybody walking through that door is qualified or pre-approved for 500,000? Well, thank you very much, Jordan. Oh, look at that. Smart man, smart man. So guess what? 500,000 is probably going to bring in 450. It's probably going to bring in 400, and it could be less. There's no rhyme or reason to this. Bring in 550 and probably 600 or better. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Okay. So with that premise, we know this. And what you would do is then go to your MLS, your multiple listing service. When you get to the multiple listing service, you would go into the area that is around your open house. Go no more than 5 miles. Pick 4 additional vacant, not owner occupied, because owner occupied creates problems. 4 other vacant in different price ranges. You then pick up the phone, call the listing agent. Hi, this is Ronnie DeCarlo with Classic Realty. Thank you so much for taking my call. This Saturday between 11 and 3, I'm going to be hosting a mega open house. Do I have exclusive access to this home between those hours? You're probably going to get something like, well, are you going to bring buyers? I just said I'm having a mega open house and I want exclusive access. You get confirmation on all 4 of them. Here's the reason why, ladies and gentlemen. Because when somebody walks into my open house, they are not leaving. They are not leaving because I'm going to use the script to ensure that they don't leave. So we'll talk about the script right now. The script I use, the open house script, comes from Bold, Some of you that have been to Bold may remember this. It's called the first 5 seconds of the phone call. It's the buyer call script. And I took it from the guy that wrote it, Sean Kokoska, and I twisted it and said, oh, I can use it for the open house. So who wants to role play with me? Somebody here or somebody online? Who wants to role play? Oh, don't be shy and timid. Who was that? Caroline. Of course she was, because every Tuesday she does script and role play. Host it. All right, Carolyn. So you walk in the door, okay? The first thing I'm going to say to you is the only 2 words that you should ever say by somebody walking in the door of an open house. And that is what? Welcome home. You've heard me say it before. Welcome home. That's the only thing you should say to them. Welcome home. Takes down the thermostat. Hi. And your name is? And
Carolyn.
Your name, Carolyn Lockley. Very good, Carolyn. Hi, congratulations for coming today. You know, this is a great property. Everybody seems to be coming in to look at it. So let me ask you, are you in the market to buy a home?
Yes, I am.
Oh, congratulations. Now, those of us that know the DISC, if you get the high D that wants to brush you off, let them walk around. Give them a little bit to walk around. No big deal. If they start talking with you, go more into your dialect, okay, and go with them. Oh, please feel free to look around. So you're in the market to buy a home. Carolyn, let me ask you, what price point do you feel comfortable with?
This price and a little bit higher.
This price and a little bit higher. Okay, so that's great. She already knows the price. How she got the price, I don't know, because I don't put it on my flyers. I don't put it anywhere except inside the house. When we're there, we may have it listed there. That's fantastic. But Carolyn told me she was, ours is listed at 500. She could only afford 450. I'm not going to say, like most agents will say, oh, I'm so sorry. This is priced a little higher. And then try to scramble and say, come on over to my computer and I can look up on the MLS and find something. And then they say, no, thank you. And they walk out the door and they walk down the street to my open house. And when they say that, oh, okay, that's just a little bit over. But guess what? I happen to have one in your price range right here because I have the sheet already printed out. Would you like to go see it right now?
Sure.
Thank you. I have availability. And because I never, ever, 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 ever work by myself, I don't know why agents want to do this, especially in today's day. You can't control it. Set up to show it now, and you possibly may save that lead, or at least start the idea of get to sit them down to have an appointment with you. So you cultivate them. You don't use the lead. All right. So before I go any further with that, some of you may be saying to yourself, well, Ron, you didn't ask him to sign in. No, I didn't ask him to sign in. You know why? Because I don't have to ask them to sign in. The reason I don't have to ask them to sign in is mainly because, let's see if I can get this right. Let's see. I thought I had it up. Did I have it up? Let me see. So first of all, when they show up, there's enough signs in the yard, number one. Number two, there's Gigantic Me. Gigantic Me says, welcome to our open house. What's the first thing it tells them to do? Sign in, view the house, ask questions, fall in love, make an offer, okay? So they're already been conditioned to do that. Okay, there it is in a different color. That is how you start controlling them. Next thing, let me see. Oh, this is the other one. So here's how you see how I do some of the 100 signs. But what I want to show you, let me see, I get the other one. Show you guys exactly. Should be this one. Nope. Give me 1 second and I will get that up for us. Okay, so let's see, that's the vids. Let's go to the photos. And make sure There we go. Okay. So first and foremost, Jack's sign is beautiful. I love Jack's sign. It's typical what most agents that do it the right way do it. And it's up to you how you want to do it. I asked Jack, what does he pay for them? So he said $5, just like I do. They used to be $4, now they went up to $5. My signs look something like this. These are my signs. I have the reverse one, have my name on it. I have Keller Williams Classic Realty. That's where I'm at, my market center. Has my phone number, okay? Why is that phone number good? Because it's a Google Voice number. It's a Google Voice number, so it doesn't have to be me running that open house. Necessary, because I can transfer the calls, okay? We talked about Gigantic Me to sign in, get them to sign in. If that doesn't give them the idea to sign in, there's Mini Me, and Mini Me is right here in this room in front of my sign-in sheet. I am old school. I still have the clipboard with the sign-in sheet because where I happen to go with open houses sometimes, there is no signal. So I can't use the iPad. I can't use the tablet. I can't use to sign in. So you better have a backup. But let me back that up just 1 second. So I forgot, I knew I was going to forget. Let me tell you exactly what I want to show you. I'm going to stop this 1 second. So most of us on this phone call have heard Chris Hurley talk about having the front door refinished. Because if you can't get them through the front door, they're not coming in. It might be the Taj Mahal behind that front door, but if it's pitted and graded and everything like that. And it reminded me of what I learned a long time ago. So you probably don't want to get them now because they're too expensive. You see these here? And I'll see if I can put it in there the right way. There we go. If you go to your Walmart, they're $5.98 right now. It's called the full-blown door cover. Full-blown door cover. But you don't get these now. You go December 26th, 75% off, $1.50. That's all I paid for this. And it's the best thing to get them through that front door. $1.50 gets them through the front door. Because it's now you're gift wrapping the home. So when you say welcome home, it makes them feel special because that's what you're supposed to do. Okay? All right, so let me get back to screenshots that we were doing. You see a couple of different ways. Now, a couple of these are at builders. How many of you go out and reach out to the builders and say, can I do open houses for you? The first one you should go at is D.R. Horton. Why? Because they're the only one that's still paying 3%. The other ones are cutting your throat. Okay? D.R. Horton, we used to do them all the time for D.R. Horton. You could also do it for, we did it for, who was it back? KB Homes. KB Homes used to run a class. I haven't seen it in a while, but you can go out and ask them, what's good about it? They've already got the signage. They already got everything you need. So if you look, that was at a builder. This was with Hanover Homes. And the rep let me use one of the models. I put all of my signs in the front yard. I put up my big sign there. I asked him, can I open the gate in the driveway? Yeah, sure, Ron. The idea of opening the gate in the driveway, if you look, it's next to the sales center. So all the traffic went through me, not through the sales center. Until his partner realized what was going on and then said, no, we can't do open houses there. I asked, I didn't have to ask for forgiveness. He didn't care, as he told me, because afterwards I said, oh, I hope I didn't get you trouble. He said, no, don't worry about it. I didn't care. He says, because I know I'm still getting part of the deal. But if it's something that'll help you leverage, see this gate? I opened this gate, everybody walked in. Take control, okay? That's one. Let's see. So we say 100 no less than 100 signs. This team was in this market center July 16th of 2016. They did an open house, the four of them. It took 2 hours to install the signs. Of 171 signs, they got 28 leads and 1 contract. This is all pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, okay? I kind of laugh when I hear people say we got 100 people came to the open house. Really? We were doing that back in 2016. Ain't nothing new. It's what you put into it. So this is one of the other builders I did. This was in Reunion Resort. It's south of Disney World. They were building on the Jack Nicklaus Golden Bear Golf Course, $1.5 million to $5 million homes on the 18th fairway. And I was able to get hooked up with the director there, and we stayed there from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. every Saturday. I couldn't get Sunday. The reason being is Coldwell Banker had Sunday. So of course, I had to find out what my competition was doing. I showed up on Sunday, she had 6 signs out. That's it, 6 little signs. Now, unique to this, I did this from October to January 31st of 2016, 2017. This is a 24-hour man guard gated, full-blown resort. I put 0 signs outside. 0 signs outside. I put 100 signs inside. First Saturday, I got 21 people show up just from inside the resort. And that's when the sales rep told Caldwell, he says, you better step it up because KW is kicking your ass. Okay? All you got to do is know the leverage. This is the leverage right here. Okay? That was the house. It was 1.5 million and it was fully furnished at 1.9 million. We sold it 10 times over because that's what happens when you do something as purposeful as this is the word I'm going to use. So here, some of you have asked me, what does it look like to put out 100 signs? So let's go this route of putting out 100 signs.
I will come back to remove those plates. I have to make this call.
Ganza, join us today. We're here at the Parents Den.
Parents Den located in Reunion.
This is the Nicholas Golf Course.
The famed Nicholas Golf Course. And come to our open house. It's open today from 10 to 6 at 991 Jack Nicklaus Court.
You cannot.
I hope you can find us. All you got to do is follow the yellow brick road of open house signs.
Literally follow the yellow brick road. As you can see, we're doing it the right way. Check. I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? There you go. Look at that. Ronnie, did we put enough signs out?
I don't think we did. So that's how you put out, well, it's almost 100. Let me show you part 2 of that, because then you'll see how we did the rest of the signs to make sure. We need to go back and put another 100 signs out.
$200 signs.
See, you don't be scarce. Scarcity gets you what? Nothing. The Pebble Beach here at 991 Jack Nicklaus Court.
Look at this beauty. 6 bedroom, 6.5 bath, 2-car garage, 45, almost 4,600 square feet.
Okay, so that's how you handle 100 signs. But you know what? Don't take it from me. Take it from a former Ignite student that I had who is now actually a ALC member in this market center.
Hey guys from Ignite, this
Hold
is
on.
Sandra Barney and
Where are you, Sandy?
How's it going, guys?
hey guys, so
Hold on.
hey guys from Ignite, this is Sandra Barney and
Mr. Millennial, how's it going, guys?
hey guys, so we're hosting this mega open house. You want to tell them the address?
Okay, so this is Hunter's Creek. It's a 4 to over 2,300 square feet with a huge pool and an even better lake view on the other side. The address is 14509 Apatow Trail in Orlando.
Yes, guys, we're gonna be here from 2 to 6 p.m. So come and join us. And also, this is actually for Ronnie. So I really don't think we put enough signs this time. What do you think, Moises?
I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully Ronnie approves of it because we tried really hard for this one.
Yeah, exactly. I think nobody's gonna notice us. But you guys can tell us. I mean, let's see. Is this enough? I don't know.
I'll put enough signs.
We should put definitely a little bit more signs.
Like what, 5 or 10?
Maybe another 15 or 20 signs. So guys, this is the house. You can see all the signs here.
It's a lot.
We already had some families coming in and expecting more right now in a few moments. Our open house was going to be at 2 o'clock, but we actually had people coming in at 1 and driving through. We didn't want to say no.
Cars came out just for the signs.
Yeah, we just want them to come in. So if you guys want to join us, just come here. We're going to be here till 6 o'clock. So Ronnie, hope that we make you proud.
So guys, did you get the aha? The aha is this: by putting out those signs, as Sandy said, she was supposed to start at 1 and people were showing up an hour early. You're creating excitement. You can start the signs way out and follow them all the way to the house. That's what you do. Don't put them in front of the house first, because then they know where to get to. Let them follow you. That's the idea. That's why these things work, because how many of you believe, and I'm so sick and tired of seeing this, and I see this all the time, open house Saturday, 10 to 12, open house Saturday, 2 to 4, open house Saturday. No, open house should be 8 hours, not 8 hours, the physical time that you show the open house. It's a lead generation event. It should be an 8-hour day. So typically I do my open houses 11 to 3. So I show up at 9 o'clock because it takes me 2 hours, even with a partner, to put up those 100 signs. At 11 o'clock, we start the open house. At 3 o'clock, what happens? No, everybody shows up and you can't close. So it takes you another hour to get rid of them. All right, that's 4 o'clock. And then mysteriously, for some reason, it takes you 2 hours to put them out. I can pick them up in an hour, and that's 9 to 5. That's an 8-hour day. Now, I'm going to ask for anybody on the call, what's the best day to do an open house?
Any day you're willing.
Say that loud, Carolyn.
Any day you're willing,
Why is that?
because you still get buyers regardless of what day it is.
Absolutely. Number one. Number two, and I know Carolyn was getting right to that. If you do it on a Wednesday, or let's go better yet, if you do it on a Monday, what do you think you're catching? Everybody that missed the weekend, number one. If you're doing it on a Monday and they show up to the open house, what's the motivation of the buyer that's taking off from their day at work or something like that to go to the open house? Serious buyers. Serious buyers. Wednesday, we used to do Wednesdays 4 to 6. Catch all the traffic on Conroy Windermere. What a nightmare putting out those signs with all that traffic, but we still did it. Okay? That's the idea. Any day of the week is good. Any day of the week, as long as you follow the model. And the model is put out the signs, put out as many signs as you can. Okay, so one last video I got to you because I don't want to bore you with all these videos. So this video is going to show you how you get 173 people to an open house. And this was back in 2016. Let me see if I can get this shared. So the girl in black and gray there, she is the lead agent. Her name is Cindy Lavey. She's now in South Florida. We did this open house and got, in 3 hours, 173 people through the door. Did this 2 weeks in a row. And this was back in 2016, pre-pandemic. Because I know everybody's like, well, you know, you get 40, 50 now every time. Yeah, that's a good thing. Don't worry about that. I get that. That is a great thing. It's nothing new. Say that loud, Deborah, because I know where you're going, and I'm glad you said that.
People and they come in the door, how are you getting them all to sign in or pay attention if they signed it?
So mini me and gigantic me helps a lot. I've had people walk in and say, where do I sign in? Instead of, oh, I don't want to sign in. Now, when they sign in, that's your opportunity to do what? Follow with the rest of the script. So Carolyn, you want to follow with me? So Carolyn, you said you're in the market to buy the home. That's fantastic. Let me ask you, are you doing cash or financing? Tell me financing.
Financing.
So let me ask you, do you have a pre-approval letter? Oh, I've been with my bank 25 years and I love my bank.
So, yep, I love my bank, so I know I can get one from them.
So that's when you take out the greatest tool that agents don't use. It's called your KW Consumer app. So Carolyn, you see we're here at 123 Main Street. So we're here at 123 Main Street, and may I share something with you?
Sure.
Here is the script, guys. Internalize it. It's real easy. Carolyn, you owe it to yourself to get a second opinion. You just had a girl, Deborah. Now you made it about them, not about you. So what I'd like to share with you is, you see here, my company, Keller Williams, we have a division called Keller Mortgage. We're revolutionizing the industry. I know you love your bank, but let me ask you, did you pay an application fee? Probably like $250, $350. See, with Keller Mortgage, 0 to 500, no application fee. It's called a 0+ loan. There's no lender fees. When you have a loan over $150,000, you're going to get $1,000 back at closing. Best part is, we go under contract for the home. They order the appraisal the first day. We'll probably get it back before we even do inspections. That'll save you some money. And guess what? Let's say the deal unravels and the seller doesn't want to meet and you guys don't come to agreement. Keller Mortgage will eat the appraisal. The only thing I need from you is your 7-digit. Once again, Carolyn, you owe it to yourself to get a second opinion. You'll say that several times. When they give the 7-digit, then you share the app with them and then you hear ding on their phone. Don't worry about now having them sign in. Why? Now you can follow up. There's your follow-up. You just controlled it and captured it. Let's say your lender is there. Don't talk about Keller Mortgage. Talk about Keller Covered right underneath. It pulls from 30 to 40 insurance companies getting you a discount. You're going to need homeowners insurance, aren't you? Well, it's one-stop shopping here at our open house. That's what we provide to you. And, you know, once again, no obligation. You owe it to yourself to get a second opinion. That's how powerful the app can be in your hands, guys. One last thing, and then we'll move on. You see, I wanted to show you the stats that we had. Let's see. Let me see if it's in here. There we go. All right. So on the home that we had 173 people come through, this is the stat 3 hours. First week was 126 people, 23 leads, cost per lead. Ding, 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 0. Last week, 3 hours, 177 people, 28 buyer leads, cost per lead, 0. It's a lot easier, believe it or not, to do this kind of volume today because the animal is already there, right? You still got to go through the motions though, and that's the key to the puzzle. Okay, so before I move on, does anybody have any questions?
I know we studied about the 5 open house in one day.
5 in one day. Okay, thank you. Let me go back to that because, yep, that's something good to mention. So we said we want in 5 price ranges, okay? So here in our multiple listing service and most multiple listing service, you have the ability to use this beautiful, beautiful tool that's called, when I select all, you can go to, let me see, that's narrowed, the original. That's not what I want. Let me see. Show selected. There we go. Okay. And actions. There we go. You can go to the print, and most MLSs will have a form that's called, let's see, where is it? There's the customer 3. Where's the customer 5? Print customer 5 up. It's called print customer 5 up. What it looks like is all 5 of them homes in what should be, if I did it right, chronological order. Meaning the first one I have is at 450, the next one at 495, mine at 495. The next one at 625 and the next one at 700. That's there on the easel for when they say, oh, well, and then you say, well, we happen to have this one right here, right in the neighborhood. Are you ready to go see it right now? Or it's getting close to the end. I will be closing up in a half hour. Would you be available to go? That's it. Okay. That's how you keep them from running out the door, Okay. So for people in my market center, I said in the beginning, I'm going to show you where you can find it. Now, if you guys have Matrix, I guarantee you, you have the same thing that we do, which is called the My Listings. My Listings. My Listings. So My Listings has what's called your active listings, your pending listings, your expired, My Office active listings. Right now it says there's 36. To me, that says there are 36 potential open house opportunities. When I open it up, the easiest way, simple computer skill, hit the agent name twice, it'll put it in alphabetical order and then see who's doing all the business in your market center and reach out to them. Don't post on Facebook looking for an open house opportunity. Be the source of the source. Go to them. You know what you might find out? They have free open house signs that they'll lend you because you didn't get your open house signs yet. Okay? You'd be surprised how many have them. That's number one. I said there were over 600 because my broker, Murray Coleman, is responsible or the broker record for 13 offices. My firm active listings, there's over 633. With that same principle. So in this sense, I'm going to go here, alphabetical order. I'm not going out to Tampa, probably not. I'm not probably going to go to Tampa, but I promise you, I'm going to reach out to, her name is Brandy Madison Klein. She is a $50 million agent out of Claremont. Claremont from my office is about 25 minutes. I will reach out to Brandy and say, can I do the open house at X, Y, and Z? Let's say I was going to go to Tampa Then I might reach out. Does anybody see here? Might know his name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 under Jack Smith. I might say to Jack, Jack, do you have an open house opportunity? And let me just put this in perspective so we see. So Jack is with St. Pete Realty. And the open houses that he has is open house possible opportunities, 1.3 million, 3.6 million, 3.2 million, 1.7 million, 625,000. Poor Jack was slacking out. Sorry, Jack. And where's the last one there? Yeah, and the last one, 75,000. He's a nice guy. Okay. He takes anything. Gotta love Jack Smith. That's where the opportunities are for you guys in my office. And if you have something similar to this, that's where the opportunities lie. Okay. So we heard from Jack about setting up how to do your open house. Guys, with COVID, I don't care that you're hearing on the market that, oh, there's no COVID, no mask required. You never know. Somebody may not come to that door because they don't see you with a mask on. Just provide them. They're dirt cheap right now. They're not $20 for 50. They're $5 for 50. Are you serious? Just have it, show them. Number two, Bold Coach, my brother from another mother, Rich Carpentieri. Make sure you have a bottle of the Fabuloso. The Fabuloso. What are you going to do with Fabuloso? Yeah, you might wipe down the counters. I get that. You take your cloth, you go to every door jamb, and nose high, you rub the Fabuloso on both sides. So the house starts smelling nice and fresh and clean. That's a pro tip. I bought this in the dollar store. What it cost me? Thank you very much. Now it costs $1.25. The dollar store went for $1.25.
Yeah, about to say it's $1.25.
That a girl, Carol. Well, I bought that 2 years ago. So anyway, so pretty much that's what you want to do. Now, guys, for those of you that are not sure about what to do, how to do, that's why we gave you the handout. Why? Because the handout is actually coming from the Ignite, the current Ignite. It's right in Ignite there, everything about it. And then I added a couple of things to it. All right. So this used to be an Ignite. Don't be a stick in the mud. Here, open houses, countdown checklist. The reason I love this is they finally said, you'll see I got it highlighted. Role play your scripts with a partner. For the life of me, I can't gather why anybody works alone with an open house. You don't like living? Is that what it is? You're too darn cheap to share the leads? Are you serious or delirious? I did an open house in a short-term rental community, 2 stories, fully furnished, turnkey. The door opened up and 12 people walked in the door. That's nothing compared to today, correct? Thank God I had that agent with me and I went like this because the kids ran upstairs. The other kid grabbed the what do you call it? PS4. They grabbed the controllers. And who's responsible for it? You. Also, it says role play your scripts with a partner. That's how you get better, when you guys can feed off each other and know the script you want to use. You know exactly what's going on. All right. So it says here, confirm date and time of the house. That's with the appointment, with the listing appointment. Order 10 helium balloons. You don't have to. Go to Publix, for shopping is a pleasure. Get 1 yard sign with a rider. No, put 50 yard signs with riders. Okay. Get 10 to 20, add a 0 in my case. Print 100 flyers, print 200 because you're going 50 east, west, north, and south. Mark on a map where you'll place the sign so you don't forget. Okay, so you can pick them up. How do you place the signs out? What's the shortest distance? 2 points. So don't go up and down and back and forth and in and out. Go directly to the house. The only time you don't do that is when there's a mega community yard sale that's after your house. Steer them from the community yard sale. Steer them because they want to go to community yard sale. They're going to find it, but they get to stop at your house first, your open house. Okay? All right, knock on the 200 doors. It says print 2 blank contracts. Those of you in my office have heard me say till I'm blue in the face. No, print 10 blank contracts. Print 10 listing agreements. Put it in your mobile office. That's an accordion file in your trunk. So you can write right there. Don't say, I'm gonna go back to the office and I'll send you all the things. What happens then? It's called buyer remorse. Now we changed our mind. No, get them to do it right there. All right, put together a home book. Jack showed us that. That home book was fabulous, knowing exactly what's going on there. Now, compile information on alternative properties. Oh, they're talking about the 7th level. Print 5 copies of each, 2 to 3 properties in a lower price range and a higher price range with 1 more bedroom, 1 condominium, if in the area. Okay, you can do that also. Assemble your showing kit, mask, gloves, shoe protectors, bottled water, notepads, flashlight. What is the #1 thing that should be in a realtor survival kit? What is the #1 thing that should be in a realtor survival kit? Where's my business owners? What's the #1 thing? Starts with a T, ends with paper. Toilet paper, because you don't know if the house has it. So always that's #1 in a realtor survival kit. Make sure you got your toilet paper, okay? Tape measure. I have from the dollar store champagne glasses. They're 6 for $1 because I do mimosas also, like Jack said, and I use mimosas. And you give them this much champagne and this much orange juice. You don't want the police coming after you. That's mimosa. Champagne and orange juice, okay? Clorox, because I've been doing this for about 2-3 years now, and this is what we talked about heavily, making sure that you had Clorox with you, wipes and Fabuloso, which is 99% germ-free, found that out, and the Lysol. All right, next thing, before the open house starts, the day of, role play the scripts. Arrive early, I already explained to you. Oh, definitely here, open all shades and drapes, open the windows if weather permits, turn on all lights. You do not want that to be a coffin. You want all the lights. Why? Because you want God to tell them, buy this house now, because they just saw the light. Okay? Also, make sure you know your escape route, even if you're working with partners. And if you don't believe me, Google Keller Williams closes all open houses this weekend. It happened about 5 years ago. They got a call. We're targeting one of your open houses this weekend. Oh, yeah. It's on YouTube about it. And they had to shut down in that area every open house because they didn't know who was getting targeted. Okay? It's no joke, guys. Please be safe out there. Greet visitors within 5 seconds of stepping into the home. What do we say? Welcome home. Very good. Ask each visitor to sign the register. What happens if they give you flack? If you got these guys, you get less flack. That's why you get these guys. Oh, by the way, some of you went to, oh, it's too expensive. This is $69. If you go right now to brand it, it's $149. You wait till they have the special when it's on sale for $69. And the template's there too. This is a template. I didn't create it. They did. I saw it at a family reunion in New Orleans 3 years ago. All right. Now, make sure you clean up the house. Remember, every guest is a lifelong customer in the making. Open house safety. This came from NAR during COVID. It's still a good thing. Park where you cannot get blocked in case you got to make an escape. All right. Don't be foolish. Meet the neighbors. If you see a nice neighbor, or maybe a nosy neighbor, become friendly with them. You never know. They might be listening in their home, or they may know who's whispering in the neighborhood about selling their home. That's what you want to know. Who's whispering? Check your phone. Keep it light in there, establish your escape routes, set up for safety, okay, continuously. Close up in teams. Don't leave somebody there by themselves. Always close up in teams. Ladies, your pocketbooks, where do they go? In the trunk of the car, the glove compartment. Very good, Deborah. Yep, yep. Only take the necessity, car keys and the phone, obviously, okay? For God's sakes, have the phone fully charged, not that you gotta plug it in when you get there because it's on 2%. Oh, goodness, that irks me. All right. Last but not least, I'll show you, there's the sign-in sheet. That's the original sign-in sheet that I use. That came from my Ignite. It's called a data miner. Why? Because it doesn't just ask for the name and address. It asks for the phone number and it asks for the email. Well, why do you want my address? Somebody tell me why I want their address.
Neighborhood search.
So you can do a CMA or an
And
equity
a post-
analysis, I should say.
Send a
I like
postcard.
what you guys are thinking. I
Send a
love
note
it.
card.
What was that?
Send a note card. Thank
Send
you.
them a thank you card for coming to the open house. Very good. That's the main reason why, and equity analysis, I think that's kudos to whoever said that.
It was
Somebody-
Erica Rose Siegel from New York.
Erica Rose Siegel? I didn't even know you were here. Thank you, Erica. All right, next thing. Currently, do you own or rent? Ask that question, as our beloved James Shaw has taught us. Open houses are not to get buyers, they're to get what? Listings. So this one is perfect. Own or rent. Do you own or rent? I own. Oh.
Hi, Connie, how are you?
And I have to sell mine. Insert who? You. I want to apply for the position. Next thing, when do you plan to buy a home? That's urgency. 1 to 3 months, 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months other. That's ABC, buyer. How did you hear about us? So they tell you. I saw a flyer, I saw it posted, I saw the 100 signs you put out. That's why I'm here. Okay. Also, pro tip, shill it. Don't put Mickey Mouse and Goofy. Put somebody real kind of name. Okay. Put a couple of different
When
names
is
in.
Labor Day?
I'm sorry.
Labor Day is on Monday, September 5th.
Okay. All right. The second part, this is in the current Ignite. This is their sign-in sheet. It's a little lacking, if you ask me. It's a little lacking. Oh, let me finish with this. This is one of the flyers I used to put out there. Don't be stingy. You can make it in Designs. You can make it in Canva. I used to make it in the E-Edge when we had E-Edge and put it on there. What is the one thing that you never, ever, 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 ever put on the flyer? Say that loud, Jordan. Price of the home. Because then they don't have no reason to show up. Okay? And then, of course, brand it to yourself. And if you have your partner, make sure that you have your partner's stuff and all that information. Always put at least one full-blown synopsis. All right? You can cut off the bottom so they don't see the co-broke. Yeah, it wasn't my listing. And this way you have the information. And then, of course, there was the 5-up, which gave them the 4 additional open houses that I had scheduled to be previewed. Okay? 2 things, and then I'll take questions. 2 things. So the first thing I wanted to state was, I just lost my train of thought. Okay. All right. You're working as partners. And I hear this all the time. I'm just going to give you my 2 cents. Don't be stingy. I have 4 agents in the room right now. If all 4 of you came to my open house and shadowed me this weekend, we would split it 5 ways. Because I was taught when you got skin in the game, they'll give you 100%. Don't be stingy. Why do you think some of these shadowers are leaving early? Because they got no skin in the game. But if you tell them, show up at 9 o'clock, we're putting out the signs, we're going to practice the things, and oh, by the way, we're gonna split 50-50. I promise you, you may make a good partner. Stop being stingy, because this is always better than this. Okay? You'll hear all the time from agents, oh, you're just shadowing. I'm not splitting my leads with you. Good. Good. I'll never work with you as far as an open house, because I wasn't taught that way. Number two, when you're doing open houses, make sure you get the terms up front. The terms up front. What do I mean? My office, we preach it this way. You do an open house for a agent in this office, you keep all leads, buyer, seller, investor, whatever. We have agents that have done open houses for other Keller Williams market centers. And the agent said, oh no, the 4 listing leads that you got, we keep. You only keep the buyer leads. Make sure you get the terms up front. Not everybody speaks what we speak. In this office, if you hear someone tell you you only keep the buyer leads, we want to know about it, because our leadership does not practice that way. Okay? All right, so I didn't think I was going to get through it this quick. Anyway, who has questions for me now that we have dove into everything, basically?
Where did you get your space?
Where did I get what?
Your sign,
Thank
especially
you.
the nice big one.
Thank you. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that. Hold that thought and let me just get here because it's good. Thank you, Carolyn. Keep me on track. Love that girl. Let me see, because I know I have it right here. Hold on. Switch gears, switch gears. We are.
Love you too.
As James would say, in the most appropriate way possible. All right, let's see. Photos. There we are. Okay, so one of the companies I use is this one. It's called Just Yard Signs. Just Yard Signs. Quantity was 100. Wire stand is 100. Came out to $504. $5 each. $5 each. That's it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I designed this in less than 30 seconds because I was scrambling for the class I did 2 months ago. Because I wanted to have something to show. And it's still not that bad. I mean, I could have tweaked it a little better for my name, but it still serves the purpose, doesn't it? At $5. And you can change the colors. You see there's colors here, you can change it. So it's justyardsigns.com. That's one of them. And they're floating at $5 right now. Okay? 100 signs. Let's say you don't want to buy 100. Split them 50-50 with somebody that you're going to work with. Who cares? That's still, you're ahead of the game. Okay? The second one that we have, let me see if I can find that one.
This one local?
Yeah, this one I believe is local. So there may be shipping involved. Let me see, because I don't have something saved here. So let me see if I'll find them on the net. So let's go here. Nope, that's not what I want. Okay, good. Now let's go back. We're here. Okay, the second one is called Signs on the Cheap. Signs on the Cheap. We can go through it since we have time. Signs on the Cheap You may notice one here that's already done for you called open house signs. Okay, so you go down to real estate signs. I think that's the way we went. Let's see, or is it yard signs? I thought it was real estate signs. There we go. Somebody in this room may recognize it. It's the same one your team uses. Okay, corrugated plastic, 18 by 24, print double side. Don't be cheap, do both sides. Why? Anybody know why you print both sides? Well, that's one good reason. The second good reason, realtors will steal your sign because they got a blank side that they can use. You think I'm kidding you? Okay, add the stakes. Hey, I'm just telling you what I know to be true. No holes, corrugated plastic, blah, de blah. Continue to the designer. You go to the designer. Okay, you can change it, move it any way you want. Put your name, put your phone number in the arrow, however you want to do it. It's real simple to do. Okay, once you are satisfied, click save and continue. Corrugated plastic, double-sided, blah, blah, blah. Okay, they're $7.90 for one. Yeah, if you're dumb enough to do that. You go for 100. And they're $3.65 each. Don't be spending a ton of money, guys, okay? Now, did I include the steak? That includes the steak. Here, you're gonna have to pay shipping, so it's probably gonna be close to $5 each. Who cares? What's the commission, or excuse me, I have to say for my people. What are the chickens on a $500,000 home? 3. That comes to $15,000. $5 to get you $15,000. Like I said in the beginning, I didn't care that 14 signs got stolen. Okay, so that's where you would get the signs. So for my good friend Carolyn, let me see if I remember, is it Brandco? No, it's not Brandco. It's, oh, shoot. A-N-D. No, let me see. Come on, banner. Oh, I see them every time. Now I can't think. Give me 1 sec. I'll find it.
Ronnie, what made you choose gold instead of like red?
Everybody had red and white. And then it worked in my favor because in reunion, I would ask people as they came in as a joke, how'd you find us? And this young girl, God love her. Oh my God, it was like the yellow brick road of open house. Hello, you convinced me to stay with it. Well, I actually, truth be told, the guru that I learned from, her name is Katie Lecter. Katie Lecter is a monster out of Melbourne. So if you have any referrals to Melbourne, Katie Lecter is the open house queen. She was in this office like 5 years ago, and she's good friends with my OP. And the OP said, hey, Katie, next year, what do you plan on doing? She goes, well, we hope that we're going to do 6 next year. She goes, 6 million. She says, no, 60 million. 70% of her business is open houses. She's the one that taught me, uglyyellowsigns.com was the vendor. She used to put 92 signs on the lawn. Anyway, I'm sorry, Carolyn, I can't find it. I wanted to say Brandco, but it's not Brandco. It is. Yeah. It's brand something or other. It's brand something or other. I'll probably remember it as soon as we get off this call. But if I get it, guys, I'll get it to you. Don't worry about it. But definitely look for they're a Keller Williams vendor, actually. They're a Keller Williams vendor. Hold on one second. I think I got an idea where I can find it. We go to mykw.kw.com. Build a sign, buildasign.com. Knew it, find it. Okay, let's see. So if you go into mykw.kw.com and go to the vendor on the right side, those of you that are with Keller, if you're not with Keller, just go right to buildasign.com. When you click on that, it says, welcome Keller Williams Associates. Ding, 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 ding. So now you're in the Keller Williams side. When you go there, you want to go to the banners. Bingo. There it is, the template right there, the second one. There's the template. You clicky. All you got to do is add your pretty picture and the information. How much is it going to cost, you said? I told you. It ain't cheap when they're not running the sale. It's $159.98. Is that the standard base? Yeah, that's the standard base. The premium base is over $200. I have the standard base. As soon as you sign up on this, black base is $169. The chrome base is $159. As soon as you sign up here, they're going to start sending you teasers. Wait till they send you banners, $69.99. And that's when you buy it. Unless you got money, $159. But trying to save you some money. But that's where it's located. Thank you, Carolyn, for being on top of me like that. Yeah, because it still has the template. See, guys, I didn't invent it. All I did was add my picture and then put in my market center and the things and left it alone. You can modify this too. I mean, when you get in there, if you want to bring this to the bottom or move this to the top, you can do whatever you want. But I just loved it as the template. So, okay, so we've only got a few minutes left. Who's got any more questions that we can add? Yes.
In the open house, do you bring both of them with you? The one that-
I bring the first one. That's the one I do. Yeah, that's me. It's okay. It's personal preference because it does more. It asks more. It asks more. So the question was, which sign-in sheet do I bring? And I bring the sign-in sheet that I was taught because it data mines, number one. Okay. Oh, one thing I didn't go with you guys, maybe you've heard it with me from script practice, but I'll say it anyway. When they walk in and you greet them, do not say, are you working with a realtor? Because they're immediately going to tell you, yes. Right? Ask them, so how long have you been looking? I have been looking for 2 days. I used to say 2 weeks. I'm going to go with 2 days. still use the exact same script. I assume since you came in here directly, you are not attached to another realtor. That stops them dead in their tracks, number one. Number two, they got no choice to say yes or no. Okay, so I have a hand raised here. Miss Sofo Louise Weiss, you have a question? Oh, no, was Janine first?
Janine was, yeah.
Okay, Janine Garcia from
Hi,
Northern.
Ronnie. How are you?
Good, how are you, my friend?
Fine, thank you. This was incredible. It was fantastic.
Well, thank
I
you.
mean, I just love the whole presentation, the way you invited Jack and everything. Brilliant. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you are you going to be sharing all the materials? You said you had emailed it to or send it already. I don't recall receiving anything.
Hold on. So in the chat, I just put the handout that we were using. And if anything is missing, Erica, email me and I'll send you it.
Okay, I'll email you. I'll
And
email
anything's
you.
missing, email me and I'll give you whatever you need, you know.
Okay, appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Now, one more question. So you said that you greet them at the door, and if it's more than one person, there's 3-4 people. So do you have a system? Who goes first, and then I mean, how do you do it?
So
let's
you're
say it's
talking,
Miguel and I and somebody else.
you're talking 4 independent people?
Yeah. I mean, like in a team, you know, it's a team. So it's the 2 or 3 of us. So
Right.
who is at the door?
Everybody should be,
Oh.
for that reason.
Uh-huh.
Control the situation. I mean, look, can I say that I've been at the counter doing things and somebody walks in on me and thank God I groomed the partner to greet them at the door. Don't wait, don't stand there and let them come in and take over. But the thing is, it's mainly one of the reasons, like you said, they come in, who do you start with? You don't know who the buyer is. And you don't know who the buyer is, and 4 people may walk in. You pay love to the first person that walked in, and you're by yourself, and the other 3 are the buyers. And because you couldn't control it, that's why they walked out the door. I mean, Jack is a perfect example. He brings that team in. He doesn't care because the idea is get to the finish line. You know,
So the whole team stays at the front door.
that's what he does. I mean, well, that's what I would do.
That's
Well,
great.
you have to read them too. Don't forget. If you get Ellie McIntyre walking in, you know that high D, you're going to have trouble. So you better have a high D to help her, do that. Or you better know how to switch gears. I'm a high I. I can't go with Ellie for 15, 20 minutes. It ain't going to happen. So when Ellie goes into Ellie mode, please, I hope she's not honey. Well, she knows I love her. I would go, okay, Elle. I would say, nice to meet you. Take a look around. What do you want to do? Let's go. Do you want to put an offer? That's it. You gotta. Unfortunately, I mean, that's the way you got to read them. So the disc profile works even with that.
Okay, thank you,
That
thank
answer your
you. So that
question?
means we all have to be at the door greeting the.
That's where you practice scripts. So this way you can, look, if 2 people
Excellent.
walk in and my partner's saying the same thing as me, oh, it's a great property, everybody's coming into it. That's the best thing, because you stop them dead in their tracks, because they have to think, they have to listen and think how they're going to respond.
Thank you.
Because it's a form of what? It's a Chris Hurley, isn't it? Oh, it's a great property. Everybody seems to be coming in on it. So you're in the market to buy a home. As Chris Hurley would say, ask questions, ask questions, ask questions.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Louise?
I've got a question for you, Ronnie. When will we, first of all, thank you for providing this. This is amazing. Everything you provide is amazing. Your bar is high. When And where will the recording be available?
So if I can get to it, I'll have it before the weekend.
Okay, cool.
It'll
Whenever.
probably
I
be on
just
my
wanted to see
YouTube
it
site.
when it is
Um,
available. Okay. So
and
should you
most-
put your link to your YouTube site and then we'll just check it after the weekend?
Absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely.
I'm so sorry.
Let me find it first.
Because I think we'll probably find a lot of videos, this and others, right? On
Well,
your-
there's the CMA one there.
It's a good
There's
one.
Dan Tamarkin's Golden Letter and how they did that. There's Ellie's Bold 100. Anything any of us have ever done that I've attended or something I get my hands on, I put in there for all of us. You know how we share everything, you know? I just don't have your book club. I didn't get wind of that
Would
till
you like me
late.
to post that in here? I'll do that.
Oh, absolutely. We anything that is done is it's value to everybody here. All right, so I just found it. Let me see. There we go. All right, it's on there. I'll give you a small tip. I think there's some previous open house classes on there. But you'll look for the one with Jack Smith, because that's the one that gave us a little more validity to luxury homes. That's what we were looking for, correct? Okay, I got John Mendez. Yes, sir.
I was going to ask, for the giant signs, are those like, can you like shrink them down to make them portable, or do you have to like?
The banners?
Yeah, the giant like
Yeah,
sign.
they go down. They're only about 4 inches.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, John. They collapse and they go into this. That's all it is. 3 feet wide by whatever it is. And it collapses and go in there. I put one in each. Because I have 4 actually. And then mini me goes into a little box. That's mini me. Actually, price-wise, mini me is more expensive. I paid 36 for that with Vistaprint, 69 for the big guy. But I loved it so much because I was trying to prove a point that I figured if I put it in front of the sign-in thing, we have no problem. Does that answer your question, sir? Thank you. Erica Rose Siegel in New York City. How can we help you? Uh-oh.
It's a good thing you couldn't hear me say wait for it as I look for the mute button. It's noisy in my office. I apologize. I wasn't kidding. I just was curious. It might be easier for you, but maybe there's a logistical reason why it wouldn't happen this way, that for any of the documents that you shared, could you possibly just share them on the Early Birds site so that people can grab them there instead of sending emails to everybody, and even the link as well? I'm just trying to be more efficient with your time.
Sure, no worries. I'll probably, in fact, I could probably post the video too.
Yeah, that's what I was
Post the
thinking.
video there with the
A few-
link, and also post the file, the handout, because that's what you're
Yeah.
looking for.
And then
Please.
everybody could just go to the search bar of, if you're going to post it in Early Birds, that's where you're going to put it, or National Scripts and Role Play, or do you want to
I
put them
do
in
it in
both?
both. I do it in
Yeah,
both.
and then
Yeah.
anyone watching this can just go to the search, like they're going to Google search, but Facebook search, and then the group, and search Ronnie, and then find your name.
Yeah,
and
or the Files tab. You just go to Files tab, it'll be there, and it'll be fine.
Even better. That's why you're in charge.
Great, great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. So I have one last question, if nobody has a question. So my good friend Marty Johnson in Texas, who sells ranches. How many open house signs would you need?
I would need to borrow all of yours.
I
All of
don't
the
think
leases.
100 are gonna work with you. You do some monster homes.
That's true. It's an event. It's a party.
There you go. Thank you, Marty. All right, if there are no further questions, I want to thank everybody that participated today. Appreciate all of you, and look for the email, or no, look for the link. It'll probably be in Early Birds or Chris Hurley Script Plays. We'll do it on there. And it'll also give you the link to my YouTube page so you can have it. Okay?
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you. And make it a
Thanks,
great day.
Ronnie. Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you,
Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate you.